and today we are going to explore on one of the most burning social issues. We need to make education a political issue. Well, children, the topic is very significant in the present scenario. For long time, Indian education system has been stagnant one. We need to transform the entire educational system conducive to the present growth of our country's economy. And for that reason, one has to think about how our education system can become better and conducive. The fact that most of the institutions in our country are government institutions, and the condition of the government institutions is not at all conducive for better education for the children. The teaching learning scenario in most of the government institutions is not congenial. The fact that there is still lack of infrastructure and the teacher-student ratio is quite undefined and inappropriate. We also understand that the issue that the country is fighting now is not at all related to the education. Most of the political parties contest election making their agenda either based on the caste or based on the class of the society. They fight election just to win it either by dividing the people on the basis of caste or by making an agenda which is either religious or segregational. And the fact that they win the election and they forget about the main issue, that is the education of the country. The fact that our country needs to make education a political issue. The moment all the political parties make their agenda keeping in mind the growing demand of the society and making it a priority, once they make education a political agenda at the time of electioning, that will really attract the attention of the voters, and the people will be attracted to those parties who really come forward to make a transformational change in the Indian educational system. The fact that the government schools in the country are not changing, it is not because it is difficult to improve them, but because no one wants it. Even the government neglect the government institution just because they know that the corporate bodies in our country, they are growing day by day and they are running very beautiful and well managed public schools. Because of the mushrooming of the public school, the government schools are often neglected. And that is one reason why the middle class population of our country remain deprived of getting better education in the government school. It is not because the government school do not have better and competitive staff. They have the best staff in the country because they are selected after going through a rigorous process of selection. But the fact that still there is a lack of infrastructure, facilities, the hygienic conditions still do not prevail in the schools of the government, and there is hardly any care of improving the infrastructure such as building, laboratory, computer labs, and all other, field and all other facilities required for the children. The fact that the stockholders of these schools should be the parents. Parents are the first stockholder of the school. There is a need to make a school management committee, and it should be mandatory, because when the government came with the act called the Right to Education Act in the year 2009, it mandated the school management committee. The school management committee became mandatory ever since the Right to Education Act came into the year 2009. And since then, the government schools have started framing a committee known as school management committee. And that committee has the first stockholders, the parents, because the parents are the main body of the institutions. Their participation must be ensured. Unless they really take interest in the activities of the school, the effort of the school, the condition of the schools will never improve. Second, stockholders are the teachers. And there is no doubt that India has produced excellent teachers, a team of scholars in government schools. And there is no dearth of teachers in government school. There is better, competitive staff in all the government school. The only need is to, make the school management committee active, transparent, and, functional. And to make it functional, the need is to make the parents participate in all the affairs of the school. Secondly, the political parties on the national level must frame an agenda at the time of election which will improve the curriculum and the scenario of teaching learning in the school, particularly in government schools. No political party should be allowed to contest an election unless it has a defined educational political agenda. And if it is not having any educational agenda, the party must not be given permission to contest election. And then only the condition of the education in our country will be conducive and it will be suitable for the growth of the economy of the country. And thirdly, most important, that innovations must be taken into application. All the learning should be activity based as well as curriculum based. 50% of the syllabus should be activity based and 50% of the syllabus should be syllabus based or context based, or we can say that it textbook based. Then only there will be a homogeneous curriculum and school will prosper by leaps and bounds. And that is what is needed now. If our country has to really progress in every walk of life, our education has to be made on the top priority, and it should be made the best. The excellence of the education system will empower and facilitate the excellence of the economic growth, because today's children are tomorrow's technocrats and they are the administrators of the future. So if they are educated better, they will certainly empower the nation and they will make India really one of the developed countries in the world in the years to come. And that's what I believe. Thank you.